Hey Paul, I'm doing all right, man. I my daily schedule kind of fluctuated a little bit. I think my sugar kind of dropped, and I'm just feeling kind of eh. But other than that, we're doing pretty good. I'm just gonna do a short little chill stream, and hopefully be back top shelf tomorrow and do some Fallout 76. How you doing, brother? Yeah, we're just gonna hang out tonight. That's good to hear, man. That is good to hear. All right, that's all the links. Hey, Sky, how are you? Oh, we're just gonna hang out for a little while and chat and open some cards and maybe build a deck. Man, I'm with you, Paul. I want that Fallout 3 remaster yesterday. You know it's gonna be on this channel if I'm still breathing. It's gonna be on this channel. Might be on this channel if I ain't breathing. Just waiting for a few more minutes. We've got 53 packs to open. Appreciate that, brother. Like I said, it's just gonna be a short stream since I ain't feeling the greatest. But I'll get my sugar under control. It'll be fine. We're definitely doing Fallout 4 or 76 tomorrow. That's gonna be good. I don't care. Um, but the Hobbit released today, and I totally forgot about it. Even after I said it on my stream last night. And you know, like I said, my daily schedule kind of was messed up a little bit, and my sugar got all wonky. So we're just gonna do this. I may do a couple hours. I may do an hour and a half. I don't know. But it will definitely be Fallout tomorrow. Hey there, Dust Bunny. How you doing? Now, the art on these cards is supposed to be like the book art. Maybe. I can't remember exactly, but it's going to be, I've seen some of them. We previewed a few of them, and they look really good. So it doesn't matter what art it's from, it's going to look good. And I'm hoping there's a couple I can pull out of that. But like I said, we're just chilling out. We're just chatting. I'm going to open some packs. So let's start on this little group of 5 over here. Little hop on over there. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm not previewing. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad. This is actually a really good one. I play artifacts. I play artifacts a lot. I like red artifacts, but I do play blue artifacts, so that's nice. And it's you can see right here. If you look on the big card, you'll see it's all orange looking. That's a mythic. That's these. The mythics are, I am loath to say the most expensive cards, but you definitely want to get your wild cards in mythic, so that you can get these. But the silver ones, these are uncommon. The gold ones are rare, and then the black ones are commons. So, and then as you can see in this list over here on the right that I just highlighted. Dust Bunny, sign me up for English classes, please. You got common, uncommon, rare, and mythic, and that's the way that it actually flows, pretty much. Mythics are hard to come by, or harder to come by than normal ones, but all right, that's one pack. Not too bad, not too bad. It's another mythic. We got an uncommon wild card, so I need those. I think it'll be fun, Paul. Elrond, very nice. Be activating ability of a creature, draw a card. Okay, I even have my notepad and my pen here to write down interesting ones that I might want to do something with. Oh, we're doing good. Got another mythic wild card. Very nice. I remember these names, man, because I read the Hobbit. I must have been about 11 years old. I was at my cousin's house and I saw the Hobbit, the animated Hobbit movie that they made in the early or mid or whatever 70s, you know. And I'd seen bits and pieces of that, and I was like, what is that? And it's a Hobbit. And I'm like, what's a Hobbit? So they directed me to the library, and my grandmother loved taking me to the library. And I asked the lady in the library about the Hobbit, and she said, I don't think you're old enough for that. And my grandmother said, no, don't do that. Where's the book? And she took me to the book, and I checked it out. With my grandmother's intervention, and I've been a Tolkien fan ever since. And that whole story just comes from seeing the name Dory. There was Ori, Nori, Dory, Oin, and Gloin were 5 that were mentioned all at once in the book. But what do we got back here? Oh, the one I wanted for sure. That's awesome. I have been trying not to speak out of turn there. But nobody that starts playing games like Fallout 76, nobody is up to par when they log in. first few times. I'm still not up to par. There's things I still don't understand about it. There's definitely a learning curve with Fallout 76 because all of your perks are in cards and you got to have your cards arranged. You got to get the right cards for the stuff. I mean, there's definitely a learning curve. But when you come in, as long as you can aim a gun and shoot a bear from the back of a truck, you'll be fine. But yay, I got an Arkenstone. That's awesome right there. I play artifacts a lot, so he costs 6, shuffle him into the library, draw 3 cards. Okay, that's not bad at all. That's the common Gandalf card. That just takes practice. That just takes practice or using an automatic. And you can use VATs. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is going to be a slow process, y'all. I love looking at cards. I love looking at cards. A well-worn spatula. I have one of those. Oh, real life. Yeah, sorry. Thorn Oakenshield, the red-white one. As long as you have an enduring story, artifacts and creatures you control have Ward 1. Storied. If you control 3 or more artifacts, legendaries, and or sagas, you have an enduring story for the rest of the game. So I get him out with 3 artifacts, and we're good to go. Hey, Neon. How are you tonight, brother? Yeah, exactly, Paul. I mean, if you're only playing single player games, the first time you step into a multiplayer, it's a whole different world. So, I mean, I understand Dust Bunny's hesitation. I really do. But on the other hand, Miss Sky is helping her out. And even though I'm still learning stuff about Fallout 76 because it's an ongoing process, I'm not a new guy. Grizz is not a new guy. We can help people out. We can help with pretty much anything. So there is a support group there. Another Elrond. So I have 2 of these guys now. Excuse me, y'all. For everybody coming in, it's just a chill stream tonight. I am not filling up the par. I let my sugar kind of fluctuate today. My daily schedule kind of got offbeat a little bit, but I wanted to. This is the Hobbit's opening day for Arena. I definitely wanted to do something. Yep, practice makes perfect, man. Practice makes perfect. You get in there. When I first started playing and I stepped out of the vault, it's on stream. It is on stream. People could see me be an idiot. But I concentrated on learning the story. I concentrated on picking up everything I could find and looking at every quest and following every lead and shooting anything that moved and didn't. I even shot some friendlies a couple of times by accident, but oh, I wish it was too. I wish it was too, man. If they would make it cross platforms, it would be so much better. It would be so much better. Target creature can't be blocked. Discard a legendary card with the same name as the legendary permanent you control. So if I have 2 of these, I could discard 1 and I could draw 2 cards. If I had him on the board, I could discard the other one and draw 2 cards. Okay. That's pretty nice. And that's something else. You know, when you're playing in your private server, you're doing what you want to do, you know. I went into a live server just to run a Fosnog, but I really enjoy my private servers because there's nobody that's going to bother me. Anybody that comes into my private server is a friend. They're on my list. So this is not a problem, you know. I don't have to worry about somebody coming to, you know, destroy my stuff or to shoot at me until I get mad and shoot back at them or anything like that. No stupid stuff. Okay, next pack. Next pack. We're getting some decent stuff. All right, this is the last one with the red stripes on them. And then we have 48 more over here. Like I said, it's just going to be a slow process. We're just chilling out chatting. Boffer. Didn't we get a boffer? I don't know if we got a boffer. We got a biffer. There's Bjorn's hospitality. All right, what'd we get? Gollum, Riddlemaster. I saw him in a deck today. As Gollum enters, choose odd or even. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value of the chosen quality, choose one that hasn't been. Put a 1/1 counter on him. The opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life or you draw a card. So if I choose even and they cast a spell with the mana value of 2, then I get to do one of those. That's kind of cool. You have a good night also, Paul. Thank you so much for hanging out and chatting with us for a little bit. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. All right, let's get the spider off my screen. Now we're in the regular packs over here. 48 more to go. Yay. Okay, Dwarven Short Sword. He's a 2/2 for 2 with Death Touch. Whenever this creature attacks while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you gain 2 life. Oh, that's interesting. A lot of people are going to be building goblin decks. I mean, I am just saying, I'm putting it out there right now. There's a lot of people. We're going to see a lot of goblin decks. I'm sorry, Dust Bunny. I did see that. You just have to go in your settings and see what key it is for VATS. Or you can remap it. And then just hit that key and go to shooting. VATS is totally different in 76 than it is in Fallout 4, for sure. But for me, whenever I hit VATS and it gets on the one I want to shoot and I hit VATS, that just lets me zero in on that shit. Hey, Stu. How's it going, man? Stu, give my Gollum back. Yeah, but even the controller is going to have VATS because VATS is an integrated part of the game. So there will be a setting on the controller for VATS. She just has to find it. So you go into settings and see what that is on the controller. That's really all you got to do. Because I used to play with a controller. And then I put on my big boy pants and I got a keyboard and a mouse. That is awesome. That is awesome. And the cat's going to be chasing all the little dots.
Had to scoot him off.
L1 or LB on Xbox controller. That's a, because see, even on my computer, I run an Xbox controller. I love the Xbox controller, and that sounds about right. The bumper sounds more right than because the left trigger was like if I had a scope or I zoomed in aiming was the left trigger, and it's if I remember right, the left bumper would put me in the VATS, but I don't know if you can find your settings. Well, Dust Bunny, every time Grizz heals you, it goes towards his achievement. So, yay. VATS equals left bumper. There you go. There you go. That's it. Let me make sure. I was going to jump in and surprise you sometime, Neon, but I didn't want to interrupt an objective or something. And I don't have you on Discord to communicate first. I'm going to tell you, Hillary is not on Discord. She does not have Discord. And sometimes I'd be hanging out in a private server or something, and she would just come in, wave, do an emote or two. And if I wasn't busy, then we would just like emote at each other for a little while, or jump up or point at things and stuff like that. But if I was busy, it was just a couple of emotes and move on about our business. That was it. Oh, he wasn't healing her. He was healing himself while getting attacked to give her a target. Oh, okay. Well, that's his job. That's my job. I mean, and stim packs are easy to come by. I mean, that's nothing to even worry about. And just so y'all know, I'm not trying to be dismissive. I'm just not feeling top shelf. Yeah, I've already discussed that. But yeah, that's his job. That's my job. That's what we do. I'm the most ADHD person on 76, server hopping, joining events, checking camps. I don't mind visits at all. Just be aware it's like herding cats. That sounds so normal. Let's move on to the next pack. It was all the mechanics of changing the limbs and trying to... Well, see, even that is... I'm not good at that. I think it's a scroll wheel. Whenever I hit... Because right now, I'll either do torso shots or headshots, and I think I have to use my scroll wheel. Some people have it on a different key binding on their mouse, but I think my scroll wheel is mine. And it will periodically just change itself. There's another Smaug. That's the common Smaug. I didn't know there was such a thing. A 5.5 for 7 is pretty damn common, though. That's expensive for just that. Okay. We've got more wild cards and stuff, so that's good. There's Balin, or as they said in the movie, Balin. He's the one that they found his tomb in the mines of Moria in Lord of the Rings. Very sad day. Of course, I read the books, I already knew it, but you know. It's our second Gandalf. That's the common one. So, and we got an uncommon wild card. What is this? Ah, this is where they got Glamdrain and Orcust and Sting from. And here is a red Gandalf, the uncommon Gandalf. Very nice. I'm a big Gandalf fan myself, so. This is a saga. It has multiple parts to it over multiple turns. I probably wouldn't use this one very much. I don't do landfall decks, but if I ever did, it would be in it. And I'd have elves too. But we got 2 Gandalfs on this one, so that's not bad at all. All right, 45 more to go, y'all. We'll be here another couple hours doing this. Just kidding. We are getting wild cards up here, though. That is very nice. Very nice. Oh, there's another one. All right. Whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. This is a 4 mana 1/2 flyer that you can pump by drawing cards. Interesting. Bilbo's Deadly Slice. Destroy target creature. Except for he never sliced spiders. He threw rocks at them. But anyway. Discord in general. Hey, Jazz. Yeah, opening packs. It's a chill stream tonight, dude. Not feeling the greatest, so I'm just taking it easy. We're talking Fallout 76 and opening packs. That's all we're doing. You may play an additional land this turn. Three less to cast if it targets a tapped creature. 5 damage to target creature. So you could do it if it was tapped for two mana, 1 white and a colorless. Okay. Okay. Lots of elves and lots of goblins, but that was the Hobbit. Lots of elves and lots of goblins. All right. Bilbo. There's another Bilbo card. This one's blue. Exchange control of 2 target non-land permanents that share a card type. Bilbo can't be blocked. Whenever Bilbo deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. Interesting. There's Bard. That's our first multicolor. He's the one that shot Smaug. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature and it gains lifelink. Okay. You draw a card, lose a life. Amass goblins too. I told you guys there's gonna be a lot of goblin decks. I can already see it. Hobbit hole, a land. Sacrifices land. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Halfling cycling 4. So you tap 4 colors, you discard this card, search your library for a halfling card. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see what the rare is. Illy. Oh, nice. And you can make him storied. And he has a 0 cast cost if he's stored for equipment. Okay. If I remember correctly in the story, Killy was like the scout. He was such a cool character, and I loved his name. Okay. Rest of these pretty normal. This is our first Bilbo in the blue one. I think we had another one. I got a pad over here to write down interesting cards. I ain't wrote any down yet though. I've just been more looking and talking to people. All right, next. I'm a big land guy. I love different lands just to have them. So that's kind of cool there. Okay, celebrate the Mountain King. Okay, so basically, if you discard a non-land card, you can create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Okay. Basically, you can just take one of an opponent's cards off the table for a while. All right, Pine Cone Strike. This is when the wargs were chasing them after they escaped the goblins, and they all climbed up in the trees. And Gandalf set pine cones on fire and threw them down at the wargs. 3 damage, target creature. Or destroy a target artifact token. Now that's very specific. Artifact token. Okay. The future replacement for Fabled Passage is in. Okay, all right. Well, hopefully we'll see what we can draw. All right, Coral, target creature. Yeah, okay. Your creature does damage to their creature. Blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. I don't do green a very lot, but this is the second one of these I know. There's another Bilbo. This one is a Scry 2, and when he enters, draw a card. Okay. It's a common, but I mean, that's not bad. Depending on what deck I wanted, and if I wanted halflings, yeah, that's actually pretty good. Garrison, number of creatures you control. Yeah, I don't do a lot of white. I do green black, which is called Golgari, but this dude, man, that art looks good. All right, he has menace, which means he can't be blocked by one creature. He has to be blocked by multiple creatures, 2 or more. Whenever you attack while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you draw a card and lose a life. Okay, that's not too bad. He is uncommon, so that might can be worked into something. There's Dwalin. Don is building he has built a dwarf deck that has all the companions and stuff, and it's pretty cool. And he is rare. This is the rare one. Okay. All right. Next pack. Like I said, we're just hanging out, chilling, talking, and flipping some cards. I'm not in a big hurry, y'all. We've seen all of these. This is our first one of these. What does he do? When he enters, you recruit. When you recruit, that's something I don't recall ever seeing recruit, but it may be new to this one, or it could be because you draw a card, you discard a card. If you discard a non-land card, you create a 1/1 white soldier. That's kind of cool. And return up to 1 target creature card from the graveyard to your hand and amass goblins. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of goblin decks. I can already see a lot of goblin decks. All right, what we got? Oh, the Sackville Bagginses. This is a rare. I saw it in a deck today while I was getting ready for this. When they enter, you can sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, you draw a card, you create a treasure token. Whenever you sacrifice a token, target opponent loses 1 life. And they built the deck around the Sackville Bagginses and a whole bunch of sacrifice stuff and Gollum, the black Gollum card we had earlier, the one Stu stole from him. And it was just a sack deck that did constant damage to the opponent. That's really nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay. All right, some more wild cards. That's good. We've seen all those. This is a new one. Wolf. Whenever this creature attacks while you control a creature power 4 or greater, this creature gets 2/2. Okay, so yeah, it's got that's called ferocious. All right. Stony Voice Goblins. When this creature enters, each opponent discards. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right, what do we got? Randuil's Company. Okay, so it's a landfall card, which means every time you put a land into play, if this is out, it gets something. As long as you control another elf, you may play an additional land on each of your turns. That's really cool. That's really cool for a 4-cost card. He has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature you control. It gains vigilance until end of turn. That's pretty powerful, because it doesn't say put 2 1/1 counters until end of turn. It says put 2 1/1 counters on target creature you control. So they keep those counters. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. I probably won't play it very often, but it's not bad. Oh, we got a mythic. Old fat spider, nasty little rabbit. It's the card. It's not. I did not say that, Dust Bunny. It's the card. Simic elves, apparently. Yeah, I just every now and then, and I mean every now and then, I'll play Simic. Not a lot. I'm more blue, black, and red artifact. That's my things. Every now and then a little Grixis, sometimes some Rakdos, you know, that's about it. Like last night on stream, Don's like, you playing green's just weird. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is a first one. Front porch sentries. This is part of, I remember this in the book. The giants, it was a thunderstorm, giants were throwing rocks at each other and stuff. And the companions took shelter in the cave, and it turned out to be the front porch for the goblin in the mountains. When this creature dies, target creature and opponent controls get -1/-1. Okay, well, that's a thing. The second one of these, but that is a common card. So here's Oin. Oin. And another Hobbit hole. All right, well, let's see what our mythic is. Thorin, Mountain King. Huh. Trample. He's a 3/4 trample. He costs 4 to get out. When he enters, you attach any number of target equipment you control to target creature you control. When one or more equipment becomes attached to that creature deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature. Okay. I'm not a real big equipment guy, but I could probably work something out. That's and that is a mythic card, as you can tell by the symbol on it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, next. Speaking of equipment. Oh, Trooper, look at that. That's some nice artwork. Let's see. It's a horse. Sacrifice this creature. Search your library for 2 basic land cards. Reveal them. Put 1 on the battlefield and 1 in your hand. That's cool. Yeah, it's kind of looking like it. It's kind of looking like it. Goblin Plate Mail. When this equipment enters, amass goblins 1, then attach this equipment to the amassed army. And they get +1/+0 and they have menace. Okay. Another Bilbo Baggins over here. Lakeshore Apothecary. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on this. Alright. Okay. What do we got? Settle the Wreckage. Wait a minute. I recognize that name. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search the library for that many basic land cards. Put those cards onto the battlefield tapped and then shuffle. Settle the Wreckage. That was a card a long time ago, wasn't it? I feel like I know that name, Settle the Wreckage. Uh-huh. That's a card right there. That's definitely a card right there. I like that. Okay. We got some firsts here, so that's pretty good. That card right there makes the whole thing, though. That's nice. Whenever I do play Esper Control, that will definitely be there. That's awesome. And you get that for 4 costs. That's really sweet. Okay. More green. We've got quite a few of these and these. Okay, what's our... The Great Goblin. Okay, I have heard a lot about this card. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a goblin, orc, or army you control, the Great Goblin deals 2 damage to target opponent. Whenever another goblin, orc, or army you control dies, you exile the top of your library and you may play it until the end of your next turn. Damn. I've got a feeling we're all going to be very familiar with this fellow. I have Aetherized in Esper, yeah. But I may want to try it. I don't know. It could be interesting. Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see. I've heard a lot about this dude already. I think Ash Lizzle did her 10 top cards, top 10 cards to keep an eye on, and this was one of them. And we have one now. Mythic. Glowing the Mighty. Very nice. I like glowing. Easy pickings deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. Okay, okay. At the beginning of your first main phase, add 2. With just him on the board. That's cool. I like that. That's going in a deck. There's a Patient Instructor, Magnificent End, Ori, Keeper of Songs. He's storied also. As long as you have an enduring story, he gets +1. Yeah. Dane, Lord of the Iron Hills. Oh, wow. Okay. As long as you have an enduring story, creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. I like that. Okay, let's see what we got. Thorin, Mountain King. Second one. All right. Okay, that, my play style is better than that. But there's going to be a lot of people using that. All right, moving on. Yeah, I think what, you got to have 3 artifacts? That's it? Oh, here's another reference to them escaping up the pine trees and fighting off the wargs. This saga deals 6 damage to target creature and opponent controls. 6 damage, okay. Destroy target artifact and opponent controls. And the last 2 are just add 1 red. Okay. That's anticlimactic, but okay. Front porch sentries, yeah. Eagle of the Great Shelf. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each other creature you control. Not a creature attacking, creature you control. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. They got some decent white cards so far. Yeah, it's telling me to build equipped dwarves. Yes, it is. And I'm telling it, no, come on, man. Sting, Bilbo's sword. Okay. Okay. All right, game. Flash, when Sting enters, put a hone counter on Sting for each creature target opponent controls. Attach Sting to up to 1 target creature you control. Okay. Sting is such a cool sword. All right. Stir up trouble. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or a goblin, or pay 4. Destroy target creature. It didn't say goblin. Biffer, Melodic Rider. When he enters or attack, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. As long as you have an enduring story, if a trigger ability of a dwarf you control triggers, it triggers an additional time. Okay. He's pretty expensive, though. He is a 4/5. Supper for Spiders. This is them in Mirkwood Forest. Put onto the battlefield under your control all creature cards in your opponent's graveyards that were put there from the battle this turn. They are food artifacts with. Sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life. Interesting. So you get to steal from their graveyard and sack them all for your life gain. And it only costs 2 to do that. You do a board wipe, pop this out. Yeah, okay. That's pretty damn good. It would drive me insane to have this card in my deck, though, because, yeah. Anyway. But that's not bad at all. And that's a rare card, so yay. Okay. It said tokens you can sacrifice, so I don't think they're still creatures. I think they're just tokens. Yeah, it would be pretty damn strong. It really would be. Dwarven Mauler, equipped abilities. You activate that target. This creature costs 2 less to activate. Okay. Confiscate and Bebother. That's something Bilbo said. So what is this? Counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. Or draw 2 cards, discard a card. Okay, so not bad. It's a 3 cost spell, but yeah, not too bad. All right, what do we got here? Cantankerous Keepers. Affinity for elves. When this creature enters, mill 4 cards and put all elf cards from among them in your hand. I mean, it costs 6 to get out, so 4/3. And you get to mill cards and put them in your hand if they're elves. It has affinity for elves, which means it costs 1 less for each elf you control. So yeah, it's not horrible. It's not one I would use, but again, I don't build elf decks either. Davey, one of the other triple Ds, would love this. Yeah. Because he's all about his elf decks. But yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. Okay. Keep going. This one I'll probably use it maybe every now and then in something, but to me there's much better stuff. I like the fact that you can either draw 2 cards or you can counter a spell. I like that. But I mean, I can counter spells and draw cards with other things. But I don't know. I'll probably get some use out of it. Yeah, if it's a standard elf deck, I would say, yeah, that's probably going to be there. It needs to be there. Again, I don't run elf decks, but I could see that it would be really useful in an elf deck. Very good, very good. Dwarven Short Sword, Velvet Wing Butterflies. Apparently, I've gotten this one before. Iron Heels Stalwart. When this creature enters, attach target equipment you control to up to 1 target creature. Yeah, the dwarves seem to be all about equipment. Not surprising. Dwarves are really all about equipment. Galleon, Elven King's Butler. When he attacks, choose up to 1 other target creature you control. Its base power and toughness become equal to Galleon's power and toughness until end of turn. Okay. All right, what's the mythic? Whenever an artifact you control enters, draw a card. This is going in the deck. This is our second one. We got 2 of these now. It's going in the deck. I'm going to write this one down. Fateful Discovery. Blue. That one's definitely, I like that card. I play with artifacts a lot, so. Okay, next. All right, so Enchanted Rivers Grass. Remove all counters from it. It loses all abilities, does not untap. Okay. Key to the side door. I like this. I read this earlier. Discard a legendary card with the same name as the legendary permanent you control. You draw 2 cards. So you got 2. Just say you got 2 Bilbos in your hand, 1 on the board. Discard the one of them in your hand. You get to draw 2 cards. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna put those in some brawl decks. Generating treasures and clues. Drawing cards is worth 5 mana for an enchantment. Yes. And if what I've heard about Smaug is true, we're going to want to be able... I'm already thinking about different ways to make treasure decks. Okay. Let's see what we get. Hey, a wild card. I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, Lake Town Mariners. First time getting this. Exile 2 target creatures and or lands you control, then return them to the battlefield under their own's control. Okay, all right. Thorin's Last Stand. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain 2 life. Okay. This says it in the first one, so I have another one. I just didn't see it or maybe not pay attention to it. That's not bad. We already talked about this one. And there we go. There's another one. Okay, let's read this again. Okay. Put onto the battlefield under your control all creature cards in your opponent's graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn. They are food artifacts with tap 2, sack this artifact, gain 3 life. So they're food artifacts. They're they lose all other types and subtypes. So yeah. That's still pretty damn good. For a black and a colorless, you do a board wipe, pop this out cheap. Yeah, it does. No, when it says they lose all of the types and subtypes, I think they're just going to be like anytime you get like a treasure or a clue or anything like that, this is what this is going to be like. There's not going to be any triggered abilities or anything. But I'll tell you what, it's going in a deck, and we'll find out. All right, we've got the spatula, Lake Town Toy Maker, Human Artificer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, another target creature you control gets +3/+0 and gains first strike. Okay. Okay. This may sound weird, but this is an artificer. So why doesn't its ability have something to do with artifacts? But anyway, I mean, that's cool. A little wardling before they get big and ugly. This creature attacks while you control a creature power 4 or greater. Yeah, okay, it's got ferocious. That's going to be the same thing. If you have the well-worn spatula, you get a +1/+1. Yeah. Sylvan Reveler. This is another multicolored card, and it's blue-green. When this creature enters, draw a card, then discard. If you discard a land card this way, put it from your graveyard onto the battlefield. This creature has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you may pay 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue. If you do, you return this card from the graveyard to your hand. Okay. Down in the Valley. That's the second one of these we got, I believe. Hang on just a second, y'all. Oh, excuse me. That one snuck up on me. Okay. When this creature enters, exile the top card of your library until end of turn you may play that card. Okay. It costs 4. It's a 4/2. Not sure what I think about this pack. I'm not sure at all. I mean, it's got some decent stuff and you can really work around it. But yeah. Okay, Galleon the Butler. Here's Wood Elves. When this creature enters, search your library for force, put that on the battlefield and shuffle. Nice. Now, it costs 3 for a 1/1. A Llanowar Elf costs 1 for a 1/1, and it produces 1 green. But this one lets you go looking for a forest card, so that's not too bad. The Mountain Kings return. First, you recruit. Then you return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. And then you put a 1/1 counter on up to one creature. Okay. What do we got here? Gigantic Big Bear. Gigantic Big Bear. Gigantic. Okay. This card had to have been written out by a goblin. What else is great because it can get dual lands? You're getting some value there, yeah, for sure. Yep. Gigantic Big Bear. Okay. Okay, Old Thrush. We had that. Oh, the Black Arrow. Legendary artifact equipment. Of course, it's equipment. When the Black Arrow enters, it deals 1 damage to any target. If a dragon is dealt damage this way, destroy it. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has reach. So +1/+1 it has reach, but it will destroy a dragon. That's awesome. But again, it's equipment. They're really pushing equipment. We've gotten this one already. Exile up to 1 target creature or land you control. If you do, return to the battlefield under someone's control to begin next instance. Over and over and over 4 times. But hey, Grizz. Yeah, blinking lands is cute. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do something with equipment, y'all. I can't see any other way. They just keep throwing equipment at us. All right, 27 more to go, y'all. Yay. Old fat spider can't see me. This is Bilbo and Mirkwood trying to free his companions, running around, calling them names, throwing rocks at them. Target creature you control gains hexproof for as long as this saga remains on the battlefield. Prevent all damage would be dealt by up to 1 target creature for as long as this saga remains on the battlefield, and you get 2 cards out of it at the last 2 stages. Not horrible. Let's see what we got on the rare side. Number 3 card. I'm gonna write it down. That's the 3rd time we've got it. Yeah, that's telling me something. All right, got some wild cards. Elven King's Harper. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. It costs 5 though. But not bad, I guess, if you want to get somebody through. I mean, let's see. Target creature is +3/+0 gains reach first strike until end of turn. Okay. We've seen these. Let's see what our mythic is. Smaug the Magnificent. That one's going down. This is what I was telling you about earlier. He has flying and haste. Whenever he attacks, he deals damage equal to the number of treasures you control to any target. At the beginning of your upkeep, you create a treasure token. So in my mind, what I want is a lot of things that can make treasure tokens. So when he attacks, he is going to do one hell of an amount of damage to something. Yeah, it's a very nice card. It is a very nice card. And I will be using it in my red artifact decks, more than likely. I may put it into an Is It deck. Heck yeah. Obviously, that's the best one of the whole group, but yeah. Oh, no. Okay, so in the top right, the gray with the 2 in it, that's colorless mana. So he will cost 2 red, 2 colorless to get out on the field. That's a pretty cheap cost for a dragon that can do something like that. Okay. Now, I haven't seen a lot of good artifacts yet. I would love to get Bilbo's ring, the Precious, the One Ring, something like that, maybe. I don't know. Uncovered the moon letters. Like this one will cost 3 colorless, 1 blue. 1 blue mana, 3 colorless. Yeah, in my brawl decks previous to this, I had what's it called? Gold Span Dragon. Every time it attacks, you get 2 treasure tokens, I think. I run Gold Span Dragons in a lot of my regular decks. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may draw X cards, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. If you do, discard 2 cards. That is an enchantment. Let me write that down. I like that one. Uncover the moon letters. Yeah, I like that one. We've seen those. We have, this is our 3rd Gandalf. This one isn't bad. You can shuffle him back into your library and draw 3 cards. That's not bad. But it costs 6 to do that. But again, not bad. Stuff you'd want to play anyway. Yes. Okay. I like that one. Okay. Goblin Plate Mail, Rage into the Valley, all that. Misty Mountain Raider. Whenever you attack, amass goblins 2. Yeah. It's an uncommon, not bad. Let's see what we got here. Hey, I'll take wild cards all day, every day. I will take wild cards. We got another Wood Elves. I don't think I read this card very well last time. Bowside Wanderers. Okay. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library, reveal a permanent card from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library. It has landfall. Whenever land you control enters, this creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Okay. That's not bad. You get to look at the top 4 cards of your library, plus you can pump him. So that's not too bad. Yeah, Smaug is going to be a commander. I promise you that. Okay. Yeah, I don't do green, Jazz. I don't know if that's great or not, but You can pump it, and you know, I mean, it's got Bilbo's Gambit. Okay, gift a treasure. Return target spell to its owner's hand. If the gift was promised, players can't cast spells this turn. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, they can't cast any spells. That means they basically lose their turn. They can attack and stuff like that, but they can't cast any spells. They could put out land, they could attack, they could do like artifact triggers or whatever. Yeah, okay. But they can't put anything new out. That's kind of cool. Remand. Okay. Okay. We got Bomber. I think he was the fat one, yeah. Bomber doesn't untap during your untap step unless you have an enduring sword. Yep, he was the fat one. All right. We got another Bard. I think that's the third one we've got of him. Now, I do play blue-white. That's Azorius. And I also play Esper. So, hey. My phone said, hey. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, you can give them a treasure. Which is, I mean, I'm fine with that. That just one more damage Smile's going to do. There was one time I did a gift. It was gift a tapped fish. So they got a 1/1 fish that was tapped. I thought that was hilarious. Mariners, Reverend Howl, Lookout, Thorin's Last Stand. That's a multiple there. Tidings of War. I can't read. Hey. Amass Goblins 1. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, Amass Goblins 3 instead. I don't recall seeing this one, but it says I have multiples now, so it has flashback 1 and 3. Not too bad. All right, let's see what we got. Moving on. Was that 4? I think that was 4. We got to that one now. Hey, nice. We've got more mythics now. Okay, so what does that mean? Amass Goblins 3. That means whenever you're okay. I've already moved from the card, but what that means is if I cast a spell that says Amass Goblins 3, when I cast that spell, I'm going to get a 3/3 goblin on the board, standing next to me, ready to chew somebody's ankles. I think that is the 4th one. Yeah. There's another Dane. That's our second one of those. I like this card. But all right, Goblin Town Flunkies. Amass Goblin 1. All right, we've seen all of these with the little bears and stuff. Let's see what we got. The Desolation of Smaug. Desolation of Smaug deals 3 damage to each non-dragon creature. Plus, you add 4 mana in any combination of colors. You spend this only to cast dragon spells. Whoa. Writing that down. Yeah, I'm with you. Free mana, 3 damage to everything that's not a dragon. I'm there. I'm joining that freaking party. Okay, Oin, Lake Town, Mare, yeah. As you can see, and these cards, we've seen plenty of them. If you look on the right down there where it says legendary creature, dwarf warrior, and it's got the black marker, like I said, that's common. So we're getting quite a few commons. So we'll have multiples of those. This is an uncommon, but I know we've got 3 of them already. Yeah, to all except your dragons, of course. Man, I'm already building a deck in my head. Chief Warg's Company, Trample. It is a Golgari, green black. This creature cannot attack unless you control 2 or more other wolves. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Damn. Okay. Okay. That's pretty damn good. If you play those, yeah. I can already see Rumi coming out with a whole bunch of puppies. I can already see it. Okay. Can we get some good artifacts? It's not equipment, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I would like instead of more wargs. This is a first. This is an aura card, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Gets +2/+2, has flying. You can tap 2 blue or 2 white, or a combination of, and 2 colorless. Return the card from the graveyard to the battlefield, attached to target creature you control with power 1 or less.
But you're making an orc.
No orcs in this one, just goblins and... Okay, I have one in the fridge. Thank you, though.
Uh-huh.
It's half empty by now. I think we had this one already, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. That's not bad. Because the eagles, I think, swooped them up out of the trees, and that's why all the trees down there are on fire. Bothersome noisemaker. A goblin playing the tuba. Okay. There's another Bilbo Baggins burglar. Okay, that word. Yep. Wild card. Desert Wereworm. This creature gets +2/+0 for each mountain you control. Whenever you attack with creatures with total power 12 or greater for the first time each turn, untap all attacking creatures. After this phase, there's a secondary combat phase. Interesting. So this is the new mole or boomy. Where was this at in the Hobbit, though? I mean, I dig it, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's going to be great in a red artifact deck. I can tell you that much. And they attack twice, yes. They attack, and then they untap, and they attack again. Elven Raft Steerer. You know, I didn't think that was a word, but okay. Whenever land you control enters, choose one, tap target creature an opponent controls, or untap target creature you control. Okay. Okay. Guardian of the Halls. It's cost 2. It has trample. It's a 2/2. For 7, you can put 3 1/1 counters on it and make it a 5/5 with trample. Okay. All right. Whoa. Okay. Thranduil has all activated abilities of all elf cards in your graveyard. Whenever another legendary elf you control enters, you draw 2 cards and then discard a card. Okay. That's not bad. There's gonna be a lot of elves in the graveyard. Not bad. Again, sometimes I really wish we could trade cards in Arena. That would be lovely. Return at the 1 target permanent you control to its owner's hand if you do put a 1/1 counter on this one. Okay. All right. Moving on. That's not horrible. Moving on. Again, I just don't do elves. But first time for everything. Troll negotiations. There are no troll negotiations. Put 2 1/1 counters on target creature you control, then it fight. Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. You put 2 1/1s and it fights the other. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense now. I think this is the second one of these we got. This is, it has ferocious, so whenever it attacks, while you have a creature with power 4 or greater, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Any elf that's in the graveyard or whatever, it'll have those abilities. It wouldn't be any deck in any elf in your deck. Because they haven't brought into play yet. But yeah, it's still a pretty powerful card. But again, probably not one that I play with much. Dane's Company. 1 white, 1 red, 2/2. So that is what? What is white and red? Boros? This creature has lifelink as long as you control another dwarf. Okay. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a dwarf or equipment card. There we go with those dwarves and equipment again. And put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library. Okay. More dwarves, more equipment. I'm a fan of this one, but yeah, if it was set up correctly, yeah. And you can bet, I promise you, the more that I stream Magic, the more you guys are going to see it. And you will see him, that elf king, pop up with a gajillion abilities and whoop my ass. You'll see it. I promise you. You're going to see it. Just like I told you, we're going to see a bunch of goblin decks and we're going to see a bunch of dwarf decks. All right. Thranduil, Sindarian Liege. Mill 4 cards. Put up to 2 land cards from among them in your hand. Okay, so it goes to your hand. Other elves you control get +1/+1 landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you create a token elf. 1/1. Okay. There's our second black arrow. There's another Bilbo Baggins. Sultai Mill Elves seem cool and all, but it's probably going to be worse than Sultai Reanimator, at least until rotation. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to seeing what they do with it. There's another Dane. That's our second one of him, I think. But yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing some, I'm getting some ideas. Another Bowside Wanderer. 14 more, y'all. We're almost there. Smaug, the Great Calamity. Yeah, that's the second one of these we got. This is a common. I don't think anything that has the name Smaug on it should be a common. You know, that's just me. There's a second Thorn Oakenshield over here. Rumi said Smaug's our hero. That and the cave troll from Lord of the Rings. Inside information. It's a mythic. Exile the top X cards of target opponent's library. You may play those cards this turn. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost. Whoa.
Which would be great if you had a Hobbit.
Or a way to get it back, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I could think of uses. Yeah, I could definitely think of uses. I'm going to write that down. Yes, I did. Got 2 commons and I got the mythic Smaug. So, very nice. I don't have the really pretty one worth $30,000, but you know.
The foil?
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth $30,000 on Arena anyway, but it would be cool to have it. Yeah, I wrote that one down. There's going to be some uses for that. Okay, can we please get some artifacts? Come on. I mean,
one ring.
Well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for one ring. What was Bilbo's ring or the Precious?
We're in there. There's gonna be the 7. Oh, the other ring. That. Oh, it would be cool if they did that one.
You opened 2 Precious? Man. All I've been getting is equipment.
I love equipment.
Oh, I could go so many places with that. It's got a kicker on it. Choose target creature you own. If this spell was kicked, instead choose any number of target creatures you own. Return each chosen creature to your hand. At the beginning of the next upkeep, create a 4/4 white bird soldier creature token with flying for each creature returned to your hand. Okay. All right. Down to Goblin Town. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card. Okay, so it's a duress or whatever. A thought seize. Amass goblins 1. Target opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. Okay. Another Gandalf. Another Rage into the Valley. Stone Giant of High Pass. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, you create a 3/1 colorless wall artifact creature token with Defender named Stone Boulder. Sacrifice an artifact. This creature deals 4 damage to any target, and you don't tap it? Writing that one down. That is very nice. Uh-huh. When I saw you don't tap it, you pay 1 red and 2, you sack an artifact, and he deals 4 damage to anything. That means you can do it over and over and over until you run out of artifacts or mana, or both. It is a lot of mana, but if you've got the mana rocks for it in a red artifact deck, basically, you're going to get 7 mana turn 4, turn 5, maybe. Because I can get a 2 mana rock out at 4. That already makes me with 6, and then the next round I throw down another land, and that's 7. Yeah, and you get when he enters or attacks, you get a 3/1 colorless. Now his ability where you tap 1 red and 2 and you sack an artifact to do 4 damage, that's not an attack, so that would not produce you another 3/1. But you could have him sitting there, you could do his ability, sack your artifacts. Now, treasure tokens are artifacts, clues are artifacts. Food tokens are artifacts. Those are all artifacts. For the red deck that I have in mind, we're going to be producing treasure tokens because of Smaug. He does more damage the more treasure tokens you have. So we're going to have tokens. So you're going to want to be sacking those tokens for him to be doing this. This is a really good card in my way of thinking. It is expensive. Like Jazz said, it is expensive. It can be done fairly quickly. It is definitely not a 4-turn kill or anything like that, but it can be done fairly quickly if you get the right draw. So yeah, that's not bad at all. I like that a lot. Another Gandalf. Don't we get something going in the vault if you have more than 4 cards or something? A wild card build up or something for that? I don't know. I can't remember. Okay, Snow Slope Hunter, another goblin, of course. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until the next turn. Activate only during your turn and only once each turn. See, that is worded where... Oh, look, it's another Gandalf. That's like 6 or 7 of them now. And another Balin. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I could definitely do a Gandalf clone army. All right, another Bard. This one's okay. It's I mean, I'm not going to use very many of that. I don't really do a lot of those. Another Hobbit hole. That's the third land I've gotten. But I've only seen a few halflings. Mostly what I've seen is Bilbos. So let's see what our mythic is. Orcrist. Equipment artifact. Yay. But you get 2/2 and trample, and when equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, choose a creature type. Create a treasure token for each creature you control of that type. That's not a bad thing. Especially in like a goblin or a dwarf or an elf thing. If you attack with like, well, you don't even have to attack with them. You just have to control them. So if you have 6 elves on the board, that's 6 treasure tokens. Huh. Yeah. All right, we got another Dane. Bert and William. These are the trolls that they turn to stone. Tap 1 colorless, sacrifice another creature, draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power, and then discard a card. And you don't tap for that. You just tap colorless mana, which means you can do that for as much mana as you have or creatures that you can sack. When Tom, Bert, and William die, if they were a creature, return them to the battlefield. They're an artifact. They're no longer a creature because they were turned to stone. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay, another Bilbo. The toy maker artificer that doesn't have anything to do with artifacts. All right. Giant's Boulder. When this artifact enters scry 2, you tap 1 colorless, tap it, add 1 mana of any color. You tap 7 colorless, sacrifice this artifact, and destroy a target permanent. Okay. I did say give me more artifacts, so they gave me a rock. All right. There's Bjorn. I've been expecting him. This is for a bear deck. Other bears you control get +2/+2 at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put a trample counter on up to 1 target creature you control. It becomes a bear in addition to its other types. Then, if you control 3 or more bears, you draw 2 cards. That's pretty big for somebody who plays a green deck. That's pretty huge. Not even lying. Really? I said more artifacts. They gave me a rock. Lovely. That's our second golem. Not too bad. Not too bad. Bard's Company. You may cast a spell as though it had flash if you control a human. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 whenever this creature enters or attacks. Recruit. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. This is talking about the trolls again. Destroy target creature power 4 or greater until end of turn. Target creature becomes an artifact. in addition to its other types and gains indestructible. Okay. Cantankerous Keepers. This is we got another one of these already. It's for the elf decks. 5 more packs. That's a mythic. All right. Just had one of these in the other pack. Mirkwood Mediator. All right, it is an elf. Who'da thunk it? 2/4 landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you may have this creature's base power and toughness become 4/2 instead of 2/4 until end of turn. If you're setting up an attack, you drop a land, he becomes a 4/2, you launch. There you go. What do we get? The Riddle Master. This is our second one of these. But, I mean, it's not a bad card. This is the one where I was reading off earlier. You have to choose odd or even. Whenever opponent casts a spell with mana value of the chosen quality, then you can either put a 1/1 on him. Each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life, or you can draw a card. That's not too bad. He's the second different golem that we've gotten. We've got 2 of these and 2 or 3 of the other one. All right, Misty Mountain Raiders, another Addercop, Pathmakers, Thorn's Last Stand, Coral. An Unexpected Party. Create X/2/2 Red Dwarf creature tokens. As this enchantment enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of that chosen type get 2/2. +2/+2. So if you create the red dwarfs, of course, you're going to choose dwarfs for the type, and they're going to get +2/+2. So, makes sense to me. Three more packs, y'all. Haven't seen a ring yet. We got another Black Arrow. We got another Smaug. I think this is the third one of these. Down in the valley. This is the second or third one of these. Okay. All right. 2 more. Come on, baby. There's another Bilbo. We just got one of those. Dwarven short swords. There's a little bear. Another rock. Another freaking rock. More troll negotiations. All right, what's our rare? Stone Giant. There we go. All right. Second one of those. That's good. They're not legendary, which means I can have multiples out. And our last pack. All right, wild cards, another B. All right, here we go. Let's flip it and see what it is. Hey, there we go, a wild card. So I spent my wild cards before. I spent them this morning before this even opened up. I only had some commons left, I believe. So we got 25 commons, 25 uncommons, 10 rares, and 5 mythics out of that for wild cards. So not too bad. Not too bad. I can already tell you I'm going to get 3 more tablets now. And I'm going to be working on a red artifact deck, but I don't know if I'm going to put any rocks in it. A little salty about that. No rings. But again, I got Smaug, so I can't complain. Well, let's go. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of new stuff there. Now let's go do not collected. All right, I have 3 rocks. They gave me 3 rocks. They gave me Sting. That's a colorless card. The key to the side door, I got a couple of those. The spatulas, I got a couple of those. I got Orcrist, no glammed ring. 3 black arrows. I got 3 hobbit holes. Let me go do that. There we go. Draw a card, discard a card. Search a library for basic land. That would have been cool. And that's it. I know it's a smaller set, but we did get the Arkenstone out of it. But it's actually considered a white because it has white and 2 for going after the legendary card. Okay. I like that card. But yeah. That is one of the better artifacts I got. But we didn't get that. That's a really good one. Lake Town. Belladonna Took. I've heard a lot about this card. Iron Hills. Elven Passage. Pay 1 life. Sacrifice this land. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. You may behold an elf. If you do, untap the land. Many, many years ago, they used to have lands like this that you had to pay 1 life to sack the land. You can do Fabled Passage now. And you don't have to pay 1 life for it. There are other lands that you can sack to go look for other lands that you don't have to pay 1 life for, but that does bring back some nostalgia. We got 2 of those Bilbos. And we got 4 of these. 3 of those. And we got 3 Elrons. Huh. Only one of these. And two of these, which these are going to go in a deck. Most decrepit old bird. Wow. Bilbo, Thief in the Night, never even saw this one. This one was featured on somebody's video. There's Glamdring. That's Gandalf's sword. It is equipment, but it is a wizard staff. It gives prowess. If a triggered ability of equipped creature triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Okay. All right. Whenever you attack recruit. Riddles in the dark. Top 4 cards in your library separating. Yeah, somebody was talking about this one earlier. Ash Lizzle was talking about this one. Vivi likes that staff. Yeah, somebody was saying they were talking about Vivi and having to something they were going to do to Vivi because Vivi was too powerful. I don't recall what all I didn't even pay attention. Oh wow. Lord of the Eagles, 9 cast cost with flash. Cost X less to cast, where X is total power of creatures. It is an 8/8 flyer. Okay. Damn. Elven King's Halls, land. That map again. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of their same ones. I'm just doing by each color, y'all. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, Riddles in the Dark is quick study. Yeah. We got one of these. One of these. We got 2 of the other one. We only got 1 Sackville Baggins, but that's okay. 4 of these, as Jazz said. Yeah, here's 2 of the other golems. So we got 1 of these and 2 of those. And the rest of these, I wasn't really. The Great Goblin, though, we're going to see a lot of this one. Not from me. Maybe for me, but not really. But we will see that one a lot in the future. Atog Moira's Ruin. Azog. Okay. Yeah, I was like, Atog. Did they bring Atog back? No, it's Azog. Okay. Goes to the graveyard. See, my precious. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Equipped creature has hexproof and can't be blocked. Equip, pay 2 and 2 life. For my precious. It is an equipment, but hey. There's another golem. Great, ugly looking goblin. That's going in your Sephiroth deck? Okay. Bolg's Company, Bolg in the North. Smaug, Wicked Worm. We didn't see this one. When Smaug enters, create X tap treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts your opponents control. Whenever you cast a spell, if mana from a treasure was spent to cast it, you draw a card and lose a life. Dang. Okay. And there's down to Goblin Town. I'm probably going to pick those lands up that are just commons. Mirkwood. Yeah, not a lot of artifacts, really. Not a lot of artifacts. Most of the artifacts, too, seem to be in the colored section. We got 2 of those. That's pretty good. Yeah, we got 2 of those. That's going in a deck. We got 2 Smaug the Magnificents. Not bad. Got 2 of these. 2. All right. And then Smaug the Great Calamity, we got 3 of those. Only 1 red Gandalf. But that's all right. 2 of those. Oh, I left black up. Was there no artifact in red? Yeah, take black off. There we go. There we go. Last light of Durin's Day. That's when the Thresh shows up and shines a light for the keyhole to get in the mountain. Whenever a mountain you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. If it has 6 or more quest counters on it, sacrifice it. If you do, search your hand and or library for a dragon card, put it on the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Damn. I like it. I'm going to go back and look at blue here in just a minute. But, okay, artifact equipment red. This is what I was missing. It's an equipment, of course. That's exactly what I expected. Create lots of treasure tokens. If you control 4 or more treasures, create a 6/6 red dragon. That is not Smaug. Yes. Gandalf. This is the mythic Gandalf right here. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, exile them face down. For as long as they remain exiled, you may play them if you control a wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Gandalf gets +1/+1 until end of turn and deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's freaking badass. Okay, and now we got the Lonely Mountain. I may get this card just to have it. 1 red and 4, tap, create a 2/2 red dwarf creature token. So you can create dwarves with this. Of course, we've seen Bolg's Company, The Wicked Worm, Goblin Town. There's the Iron Hills we saw earlier, the map. Yeah. And then the long-bodied gray dog. All right. We got one more color to look through, and then I'm going to go back to blue and check it out again. I don't really do a lot with green, so. But for those that do, we got a lot of green cards too. We really did get a lot out of that. I know, right? Elves and bears and wargs and Radagast. The first creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast and can be cast as though it had flash. You know, that's not a bad card at all, to be quite honest. Add 1 colorless for each halfling you control. Really? Okay. There's Bilbo leaving Thorin's deathbed. This is when they were staying at Bjorn's after they told their long-ass story and he didn't eat them. Okay. Now, we already just looked at just straight up artifacts. There's not a lot of artifacts here with this one, so that's a little bit of a disappointment, but it is what it is. I'm an artifact person though. I like artifacts. All right, and then just regular lands. Lake Town, the Lonely Mountain, Goblin Town, Mirkwood, the Iron Hills, and the Elven King's Halls. Man, we got the Hobbit hole out of it. And then all the regular just plain lands. But that's not bad. Not bad. All right. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, separate them into a face down and a face up pile. An opponent chooses one of the piles, put that pile in your hand and the other in your graveyard. And the example that I was given is if you want to play mind games with your opponent, you can kind of tweak the piles and set it where, like, say there's one card they really don't want to come out, and you make them look at that one, but you got 3 cards that you really want in the other pile, and because they don't want to see that one come out, they'll pick it to the graveyard and you'll get the 3 cards you want. It never works that way for me, but four vehicle for 3, crew 2, not bad. Not bad. I like the artwork though. This seems ridiculous. I see.
Salad.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You're hungry, eat.
Then I'm like,
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, you're trying to turn the dog into a vegetarian or something. I don't know.
I'll eat anything.
But anyway, y'all, that's 45 packs. Actually, that's 53 packs. It's 53 packs, so we had 5 other ones. So not too bad, not too bad at all. And from what they were talking, this is supposed to keep standard healthy. We'll see. Because, you know, when they ban something, they ban 3 cards. When they ban something, somebody finds other cards that do just about the same thing, and they, you know, redo the meta. But we'll see. I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of goblins. We're going to have a lot of elves. For sure. Wargs and bears, I'm not too sure about. I'm sure we'll see some of those. But I'm going to guess it's going to be the vast majority will be goblins, dwarves, and elves that we're going to see. Goblins, dwarves, and elves. I didn't make any changes. We're looking at cards, man. I'm not too sure about Friday Night Magic. Don might be available, or he might be doing something else. I'll be doing Magic on Friday night because I've still got 19 days. We still have 19 days. Right now, I am here. We're a long way from here. Doubt we're going to make it this time. I haven't really pushed that hard. But we can probably hit platinum. If I just start hitting it, we can probably hit platinum. Which means that they'll put me back in silver. More than likely. But that's fine. Oh. Thank you, Dust Bunny. But like I said, this is going to be a short one. I was just going to open up all the packs and stuff. I did not feel like doing Fallout 76 tonight or even playing Magic much. But tomorrow night, it will be Fallout 76 or Fallout 4. I haven't made my mind up yet. We don't want to completely abandon Fallout 4. But we've been having a lot of fun with 76 and playing with other people. So we'll see. I got 2 people on. Who is on? Rumi is on. And Don is on. Huh. Okay. I didn't know Rumi was on. Thought she was drawing. She got commissioned for a painting, and she's been doing the drawing. I didn't know she was even on. Okay. Well, thank you for being here, Dust Bunny. But we're gonna get out of here, folks. I'm gonna go to bed early and see if I can. I've been drinking some green tea and stuff, getting my sugar regulated a little bit. But like I said, we'll be back tomorrow night with some Fallout. I appreciate each and every one of y'all hanging out. Thank you all so much. I appreciate the conversations and the candor. I'm glad y'all hung out with me while we opened packs. Take it easy, Grizzly. You get some rest too, brother. I'm gonna try tonight. Y'all are welcome, and thank you again for being here. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow night.